Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. Today, we're going to be completing our unit on business communication. I'm just going to mute your microphone for a second, and then we're going to begin. We're going to be completing our unit on business communication. In this unit, we've talked a bit about how technology affects communication, and in some cases, the problems that might occur when you're adapting to a new technology. So in the business skills section, you practice the language for explaining procedures when there's a new communication procedure that your company is adopting. And we learned specific key phrases for teleconferencing, because that was what we listened to in our dialogue. In the case study that we're doing today, our case study is going to be a simulation of an activity you might do at work. You're going to be given a communication problem to solve and have a problem-solving meeting with your group where you have to work out a new procedure. So you'll get the chance to use the key language that you've learned so far. Okay, that's a quick overview of what we're doing today. First, a little bit about me. I'm Jon-Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom quiet. Tune in to the new words you're learning. Use them as actively as you can so that I can correct you and give you feedback. Last, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. And that is all you need to know about me. Let's say hello to you. Let's start with Adam, or Adam. How do I say your name?
Hi, my name is Adam.
Adam. Because you've got those little accents on the A's, so I didn't know if it was Adam or Adam.
Adam. This is a Hungarian name because I'm from Hungary, Budapest. So
there you go.
Here we spell this Adam. So, but
Adam.
Yeah.
And what do you do, Adam? What do you do? Are you working and studying?
I'm working. I'm a software engineer.
You're a software engineer. We get a lot of software engineers here in Verbling. This is a favorite location for software engineers. Okay, very good. And let's see, who else do we have here? Oh, we have someone named Adi. Hello, Adi.
Hi, Jan.
I don't think I've met you before. Where are you from?
I come from
Wait,
Indonesia.
let me guess. You're from Jakarta, am I right?
Yeah, I'm from Jakarta.
Just a guess.
No, actually I come from the United States.
You come from the United States? Did you change? Don't confuse me. Don't confuse me. Let's see if I can quickly open the notes and share them with you. 1 second. Give me just a second to open these and I'll put them on screen. Okay, here we go. I guess everyone is having their Christmas Eve breakfast because no one's here today. Not no one, but you're here, but everyone else is not here. Oh, Sylvia's here. Look at that. You see, Sylvia, I was just saying, where is everyone? And then you came. Hello, Sylvia.
Hi. Hi. Okay, it's loading.
Are you having your Christmas Eve breakfast right now?
No.
No? You're not having your...
We don't have Christmas breakfast.
You don't have Christmas Eve breakfast? I don't believe it.
Here, Sylvia, there is a big dinner.
I want to show you something, Sylvia. Look at this. I'm going to go to Google Images and give me a second to open this. And I'm going to show you what I used to have in Christmas. I'm not Italian, right? You know that. But every Christmas, my aunt used to make this. I don't know how to spell it right. Here, this is it. This. But she was, her family was from Sicily.
Okay.
There.
No, Crispelle. I don't know that. They are new for me.
I guess it's a Sicilian thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
this is it.
No, they
Yeah,
are
this
new for
this is
me.
it. And look, in these little irons. And she used to call them pizzelle.
Mm-mm-mm.
But you know, in America, when you're Italian, you're not really Italian. So everyone says Italian, but they're not Italian. So she'd say pizzelles. Who wants a pizzelle? Who wants a pizzelle? So Christmas Eve, you don't wake up and have these?
No. Usually
Oh,
we don't. We have a normal breakfast.
I thought you would
So
wake up, you would sing some opera, have a pizzelle. No?
no, we have a
Ah,
normal breakfast. Then usually change from family to family, but there are some that have a really big dinner tonight,
yeah.
or in my case, a big luncher tomorrow.
Ah, okay. Here in Portugal, it's a big dinner tonight and a big lunch tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's the
some families
tradition.
also, but no, I will have a big lunch tomorrow. But I don't like it so much. There are every time so the parents, not parents, okay, how can I call them? They're not my parents, but
Relative.
they're
Rel
relatives.
yeah.
That I don't see them from one year to another year asking everything about my life and where are they all the other day of the year. I hate
Well,
Christmas.
me too, except I don't have to deal with relatives because I'm 3,000 miles away. But in your case, you can tell them, well, I've got a great English teacher, so you've got news, right? What about,
Yes.
look, there's Rebecca. There's Rebecca too.
Hello.
Rebecca just finished her Christmas Eve breakfast, right?
Okay.
And she said,
Okay.
"Oh, wait, we've got to do some English too." Everyone's showing up. I'm so happy.
Okay. Me too. Yeah.
All right. Here's the plan, everyone. If you can open this. Oh, I didn't give you the link. Sorry. I'll give you the link in the chat window, and then you can open this if you like. But actually, in the notes, the only thing you need are the other links. The other links to the presentations. Give me just a second to copy the link for you. Copy, paste, and there you go. Okay, so if you want to open that up, there you go. You've got it in both chat windows now. And what we're going to do is go back to what we started yesterday. Let's scroll down. You can go to the jump to topic page or the next page because that's where you're going to go. We're going to take a look at the homework if you had a chance to do it. If you didn't, that's okay. And we're going to go to presentation 4 as well. Presentation 4 is where we started, what we started yesterday. Okay? The homework, which I sent you yesterday, you can correct on your own, of course. You just go to the last page. So I want to first ask if anyone had a chance to do it and if there were any questions. So, did anyone have a chance to look at it?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I did.
Did you have any questions from it? Was
It's
anything difficult?
Yes, it was a little difficult when I have to decide which one should I use, Mars, Mazen, and then I took a
Let's
I
take a look.
yeah.
I'm going to go to the first exercise. You can review the rules that we worked out in class here, but the exercises start on page 6. So Adi, is there a particular problem on 6 or 7 that you want to look at?
Let me see at number 2. At number 2, it was because I think I was wrong on number 2 and number 2.
Right.
Okay. I say you mustn't your talks more carefully. They still sound disorganized. The answer is must.
Right.
And then,
So Why did you choose mustn't the first time?
Because I don't carefully to get what it means. So
Yeah.
sometimes to use it, we have to use it carefully.
Okay. So, but you understand why must is the right answer, right?
Yeah, I understand because I review again the first and the two uh, page.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we take a look at one or two of these as a class, just as a quick review, okay? For those of you who didn't do it. So, complete the sentences with must, needn't. I don't know if needn't is a really good choice. I think we said don't need to yesterday, but needn't sounds a little bit too British English for me. But it's okay. Or mustn't. So they're limiting the modal verbs you can use. Notice on the page before, I gave you a little review of past forms. Obligation. Had to, because must has no past. I couldn't come and see you because I had to go to Berlin. In the present, I can't come and see you because I must go to Berlin. There's no past form, we have to switch to had to. So that is if you have an obligation. What if you're expressing that there is no obligation to do something? I didn't have to. Prohibition, I wasn't allowed to, or you weren't allowed to. So we have the past forms, and before that, you have the general obligation, no obligation, and prohibition, a review. Okay? And here, let's do this. Give me a second here. I'm going to open up another page just for myself so that I can look at you at the same time that I'm talking to you. Whoops. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Okay, let's just try one or two of these quickly as a refresher from yesterday, and then we'll go into our case study. Okay? So, what do you think? Sylvia, even if you were here yesterday, so why don't you take the first one? We'll just go around the room. Sylvia, Rebecca, Quentin, Adi, and then Adam. So take the first one for us, Sylvia.
You must try and speak a bit louder, or people at the back won't be able to hear you.
Absolutely. So you're giving suggestions in this case. And are you expressing the categories we learned were obligation, or no obligation, or prohibition?
It's an obligation.
It's an obligation. I think you're going to see that all of these are some kind of obligation, pretty much. Okay, Rebecca, let's try number 2.
Okay, you let me prepare your talks more carefully.
Oh, this is the one that Adi did already.
So number 3.
So number 3.
Okay. You spend weeks and weekends on preparation, not 2 or 3 days. You must.
You must spend weeks and weeks in preparation. That means that the government is telling you to do it. You have no choice.
Okay, it's obligation, but the choice I have below are negative, needn't. You don't need
Sure.
it. Okay,
exactly.
You don't need to speak weeks. Okay, yes, it makes more sense. You needn't spend weeks and weeks on preparation, but 2 or 3 days is good. What does with guideline mean?
Guideline means general rule. So a guideline for public speaking is make eye contact with your audience. For example, the general rule, the rule of thumb.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So needn't, or maybe it's more common in American English to say don't need to. Okay, but either one is okay. You don't need to spend weeks and weeks in preparation, but 2 or 3 days is a good guideline.
Yeah,
All
because
right?
it sounds quite weird for me. You need it. I say you don't need it. Good.
You don't need to.
Yeah, yes, you don't need to spend. Yeah, I say that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But you will hear particularly British English speakers say needn't, particularly those. Sometimes in America, but not so much. Okay, Quentin,
Okay, perfect.
let's try number 4.
Okay. So you.
Same thing. You decide whether it's positive or negative.
It's negative, I guess.
I agree. Yeah.
You mustn't move about too much when you are talking. Stay still.
So, say the whole sentence for me one more time. I couldn't hear you. One more time.
Ah, okay, sorry. So you mustn't move about too much when you are talking. Stay still.
Right. You mustn't move about. Okay, very good. You mustn't move about. The verb is to move about. So it's actually like one unit. So move about. To move about. You mustn't. I agree. That's it. Okay, Adi, 6? No, Adi was 5. Sorry.
Okay. 5. You needn't use PowerPoint if you don't want to. A good handout will be fine.
So you needn't or you don't need to, right?
You don't need to.
Yeah.
I think it's better.
Yeah, you don't need to use PowerPoint if you don't want to. Okay? So this is all feedback from a trainer talking about presentation skills, just so you know the context. Okay? And Adam, let's try 6.
Okay. You must try and make eye contact with the audience. It makes them and you feel more relaxed.
Perfect. Well, we've only got a few left, so let's keep going. Sylvia, 7?
Excuse me, John. So one question. What means that means does it makes them mean? The expression.
It makes them...
Yeah.
Hold on a second. You must try and make eye contact with the audience. It makes them... Oh, it's a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a
But
mistake.
I can understand the sentence, you know.
It's a mistake. It should say
Okay.
it makes them comfortable, but it's missing the word.
Like that? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
But that's in the original material. It wasn't me who made the mistake.
Don't
It was
worry. Okay.
when I
Okay.
No, because sometimes I add my own things, but here I just copy and pasted directly. So it's
No,
the
it's
original
okay.
here.
You know, I thought it was maybe an expression. It makes them. So I just asking for that.
It makes them. What does it make them?
No. Every day for me, English is a surprise. So.
No, if you say it, if you say, for example, to there is an expression to be made. To be made is a very informal expression, which means you are now part of the mafia.
Wow, my God. Oh, yes. Okay.
So it sounds like they're joining the mafia, but anyway, no, it's just a mistake. Just a mistake.
Okay.
All right. Well, we only got 3 left. So Sylvia, let's try the third.
You
7.
mustn't read from a script. They are come to hear you speak, not read aloud.
Okay, perfect. Rebecca, 8.
Go too fast. Remember that some of the audience will not be native speakers. You mustn't go too fast. Remember that some of the audience will not be native speakers.
Perfect. You wouldn't say you don't need to, because here it's an obligation. So you must.
Otherwise, audience can't listen to you.
Exactly. Okay.
That was the
And
point.
Quentin, let's try the last one, number 9. Last one.
Okay. So you mustn't answer questions as you go along. You can go ask your audience to save questions until the end.
You mustn't? Are you sure?
Yes, I guess. No?
Well, that means you have no choice. but you do have a choice here.
Needn't?
Is it possible to answer questions?
Yeah, it's
as you go
possible,
along?
but
It is.
not. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so what's the right answer?
Needn't.
Yeah, you needn't, or you don't need to, or as you said earlier, even you shouldn't. That's not one of our choices, but you could say it. You shouldn't answer. In fact, we would say you shouldn't really. You shouldn't really answer questions as you go along. But you're right. Here, the best choice is needn't. You needn't answer questions as you go along. You can ask your audience to save questions until the end. So that is some advice using modal verbs of obligation. Let me just take a quick look if this is worth reviewing or not. All right. I don't know. This is so short that maybe we ought to try it too. It's only 6 points here. Again, modal verbs of obligation. Complete what Natasha says about her workplace. Again, this is more about permission. This is a little bit more about permission than obligation. So I think we were up to Adi for number 1, if I'm not mistaken. Want to give it a shot?
Okay, we've got some strict rules about the internet. We can use it for work, but we aren't allowed to use it for anything personal.
Exactly.
So,
Aren't allowed to. Okay. I was just flashing the answer there on the screen, but that's right. Sorry. Okay. So we aren't allowed to. Not we mustn't. It wouldn't make sense. We mustn't use it. Well, no, you could. No, sorry, that's all right. It's not one of our choices, but I guess we could say that. You can use it for work, but we mustn't use it for anything personal. We aren't allowed to is a little bit more clear because it shows that it's from the administration. It's a rule you have to follow. All right? And Adam, keep going for number 2.
Okay, they have also brought in new rules for phones use. We aren't allowed to use the phone for making personal calls.
Perfect. Sylvia?
Which number? 2?
No, he just did it. He said we aren't allowed to use the phone for making personal calls. So you're on 3.
We...
3. Okay?
Okay. They check every number and you have to explain why you made a particular call.
Very good. So, again, it's an obligation. You have to do it. Okay, Rebecca for 4.
For you, be careful about incoming calls. Check. You be as carefully. You have to be as carefully about. Yeah, you have to be as careful about incoming calls.
Well, wait
They
a second.
don't check them.
Oh, yeah, but think about the meaning. They don't check the incoming calls. They don't check them, so.
Okay, so you are allowed, yes.
Okay, so what's the best answer? Do you have to?
You don't have, yes, you don't have negative, of course. You don't have to be careful, be as careful about incoming calls. They don't check them.
That's it. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Incoming, yeah.
Quinton?
It's annoying. When I want to make a call, I have to use my mobile.
I have to use my mobile. I guess whether it's mobile or mobile depends on where you live. I say mobile, but I've been in Europe for a while. I guess you're right. Mobile phone. In fact, in America we say cell phone. We don't even say mobile. Okay, very good. By the way, I keep calling you Quinton, but I just looked at your name and maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. How do you say your name?
Quentin, but I don't mind.
Quentin.
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 Yes.
Bienvenue, content.
Thank you.
Adi, last one, number 6.
Okay. It costs quite a lot, but at least I ask permission when I want to contact someone. I have to. It costs quite a lot, but at least
At
I don't
least.
have
That's the key word. At
at least.
least.
I don't have to, yeah. It costs quite a lot, but at least I don't have to ask permissions when I want to contact someone
There you go. That's it. So
because I use my
from
mind.
the beginning, listen to the whole text now. Actually, let me do this as a little test. Adam, do you think you could say the whole monologue here from Natasha? We already know the answers, so you have a good idea what to say. Do you think you could do the whole thing really, really fluently?
Maybe I
Give it
try
a
it.
try.
Okay, we have got some strict rules about the internet. We can use it for work, but we aren't allowed to use it for anything personal. They have also brought in new rules for phones. We aren't allowed to use the phone for making personal calls. They check every number, and you have to explain why you made a particular call. You don't have to be as careful about incoming calls. They don't check them. It's annoying when I want to call a call. I have to use my mobile. It's cost quite a lot, but at least I don't have to ask permission.
When I want to contact someone. Yep, that's right. When I want to contact someone.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see this text because I use iPad and.
Okay. You have to scroll down.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's it. That was it. That was perfect. Aren't allowed to, have to, don't have to, don't have to. That's it. All right. I think you got the idea. That was basically just a review of what we did yesterday and the homework that I assigned. Let's see if we can put it to use in the case study now. In the case study, yesterday, we read about a particular company. Class, for those of you who were here, what is the core business of FWZ? What does it do?
It's an airplane
Airplane.
company. Yeah.
Sylvia, you go first.
It's an aeroplane company and software company.
Okay, I agree. It's a software company. I don't think it makes airplanes, right? So I don't know if that's, yeah. So, but it's not really an airplane company, because that would, like Boeing would be an airplane company. But you're right, it's a software company. And Adi, what would you add to that? Anything? Adi, you were saying?
I was saying the same. I think it's an airplane. It's not. I don't think. But I wasn't think that this is for a software company because I think they sell the tickets for an airplane.
Well, maybe, but I think you're right about the tickets, and I think Sylvia's right too. I think the software can create tickets, but here, does ticket mean the ticket for the airplane, or does ticket mean something else? Think back to yesterday's class. What
Or
kind of,
the ticket
yeah,
ticket for when having problem.
yeah. So ticket is just a name for a tracking number. So that's what we looked at, a company specializing in flight planning and flight optimization software. And in the meeting that we listened to, I'll go to the transcript here. At the very end, Robert, on the far right side, just follow along for a second just to remind you. Well, it should make a tremendous difference. It will assign a so-called trouble ticket to each task or open item. So the software they're talking about will assign a tracking number that they call a trouble ticket. like a troubleshooting program here. As the item is being worked on, the status is updated and we can track what's being worked on, how it's being worked on, and what's already been done. So for example, if a similar problem occurs, we can look back to see how it was solved the last time. And then finally, Robert says, it says it would be helpful for you. Yeah, not only for us, but in time it should be possible for our clients to receive the trouble tickets too, so they can follow the progress of the problem and not constantly have to call us to see how we're doing. Okay, so that was just a little review of the background of the situation. The company makes flight optimization software to help with controlling where the airplanes are, what they're doing, whether there's problems. And the tickets in the software that Robert's talking about, the software is a help desk software, just mean that they'll be able to track the problems or the complaints. They'll be able to track them and compare them to previous problems as well. They might get a faster answer. We also read the expert view. Dr. Hillary Harris said that HR should be involved in training the staff, particularly. So we talked about how HR can help with customer service. Customer service isn't something that happens by magic. The HR should be developing people's skills to be better at customer service. I think that was the idea here. While they may recruit top managers from outside the organization, developing the skills of existing key workers is a priority. So the idea here is that you don't just go hire anyone. You should take the people that are doing a good job and you should internally promote them. But to ensure that they'll be promoted, HR should play a very important role in developing their skills. The company should actively be developed. That's how a healthy company works when it has an HR department. Okay, that's the background. Here's the problem. Well, let's read through this. Okay, let's read through this. So, Adam, you're new. What I'd like you to do is, I want to start with the problem that we're going to deal with. Can you read the problem at the bottom?
Yes, of course. The problem. When clients email or call, they never know who they will deal with or if the member of staff will have knowledge of their specific problem. The emails and calls are generally to report problems or bugs or to ask for support. It's essential that these are prioritized. Prioritized, so the most urgent problems are dealt with immediately.
Very good. So that's the problem with our company. Let's just take a look at the directions itself. We'll get a little more information. An international company is responsible for the check-ins. When you check in, does that mean you enter the plane or leave the plane? Class.
Can you repeat
Go
please?
into.
Go into is correct. When you do the check-in, you go into the plane. So that's the part where you show your ticket and you put your baggage in storage inside the plane. Okay. So an international company is responsible for the check-in systems at airports. There are 8 employees in the technical support development, and shift work has been introduced. Shift work? Remember that from yesterday?
Yes.
What is shift work?
Change. Okay, the results the other. Change from in base of the time difference.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you and I work in different shifts, do we work together?
No.
No, we don't.
So I will work before because my hour is before.
Okay, yeah. So shifts. Go ahead. Sorry.
And you start to work after.
Yeah. So that means that the clock is always covered by someone, right? And we'll divide up the day into shifts, meaning periods of time. So this is new for the company. This has been divided into 4 shifts. with 2 employees on each shift, 4 teams of 2. In order to make the shift work fair, that means some people are going to have to work at night. So in order to make it fair, shifts are rotated so that each week an employee's shift changes to a later time. This means that the same 2 people do one shift for only 1 week, and then it will change. As the team is made up of both new and existing employees, none of the clients are allocated to one particular employee. Employees work for all the clients, and the team leader distributes the tasks, queries, and problems as they arise. So if our client was Microsoft and Quentin and Quentin, you and me were on the same shift. Let's say we have Microsoft and we have Google, right? So would we always work with Microsoft, you and I?
No, we work with both of them.
Exactly. So next week we might be working with Google. It depends on when they're available, because our time is going to keep changing. All right, so we now know the problem and we now know the background. Let's try our meeting. We have to decide on a procedure, possible procedure, so that communication with clients is easier, because every time a client calls, they could be talking with a new person. It just, something isn't working here. And we need a more efficient way for clients to, communication has to be easier and it has to be more efficient. The process has to be more efficient. So we're going to discuss the problem together and create a procedure to present to the client. Think about the following points. Everyone, let's just read one of these so that they're fresh and clear in your memory. Okay, who prioritizes the jobs? Adam, read the next one.
How are they prioritized? Prioritized. Which type of calls, emails are most urgent?
Good. Sylvia?
How are they prioritize?
Nope. He just read that one.
Okay. How the employee on a different shift know what's urgent when they arrive at work?
Okay. Rebecca, next.
When are emails checked?
Tonton?
What's happened to the queries emails after someone's read them?
Good. Adi? Are you there? Maybe he's still out. Back to Adam.
What happens to phone calls? Are they documented? How?
Okay. Sylvia?
Who checks that the jobs have been done?
And Rebecca, last one.
How do the employees on the different shifts know when the jobs have been done?
Okay. So these are all the things that we're going to be talking about. It said, okay, I don't know if we can really divide into groups because we're not all in the same room, but I think we can have a kind of teleconference where we discuss the problem. When you are listening to other people, ask for clarifications as necessary, and you can make notes under the following headings. How does, don't worry about that. We're just going to have the meeting, I think. I will help you out by putting on screen some of the key language that you've seen before. So I'll open 2 previous presentations and I'll flip back and forth so that you can remember these. For example, here are the key expressions that we used in having a teleconference. And here, you probably don't need to see this, but here are some of the key modal verbs that we practiced earlier in the class as well. I'll put this one on screen, okay? So specifically, these functions, asking for explaining procedures, asking for clarification, checking that people understand, showing that you've understood, and if a technical problem arises. I'll let you know if there's a technical problem. Okay, we're going to practice that as well. And I think that's it. At the end, we have to decide which procedure we should use and be able to explain it clearly. So, let's have our meeting. Let's try it out. If I were running the meeting, I would say to all of you, I'd say to my team, hi everyone, thanks for coming out today. As you know, we're here to discuss a problem with the procedure that we're having, in that although we've introduced shift work, we're running into a problem where clients are calling and they're getting someone on the phone who doesn't really know what's going on, and we need to figure out a better procedure. We want to keep the shift work fair by having everyone rotate, but something isn't working here. Clients are getting people on the phone that don't know the background per se, or aren't familiar enough, and that's going to be a problem for us. So let's have a short meeting where we discuss a better procedure. First, let's start with getting some ideas about the procedure we have. What do you all think about shift work? By the way, you'll notice I'll keep this on the screen as we do the meetings. You can use these phrases actively. So do you think it's a good idea to rotate the shifts like this so that everyone equally works in different periods of the day?
Well, I think, my opinion, that is more fair, but maybe some people can work better in a specific shift, and then in other, he's going to work less. So it's a fair idea, but maybe it's not. It works good, you know? You know what I mean? The idea?
Maybe it's not realistic.
Yeah, no, because it's fair for everyone. Change the shift, but for example, some people prefer to work in the mornings, others prefer to work in the evenings. So when you are in the shift of evenings and you don't like it, maybe your job is not too much productive, you know?
Yes, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
I understand.
Productive.
I'm not agree with that. Okay, it's true that people are not productive every hour with the same level, but
level.
But I'm not agree because
I don't agree.
I don't agree because here they are changing from place to place. So people are working, for example, every time in the morning.
What exactly do you mean by place to place? I'm not sure that I understand.
Maybe they are changing from China to US to Europe, and so in China, when in China is morning, in Europe it's evening, but the people are working always in the morning.
Well, yeah, but here at our company, right, we're the ones who have to change. Let's just be clear. So here, there's 8 people in technical support. There's 8 of us, and we are divided into 4 shifts, so 4 periods during the day. So we have to all rotate. So when the people from China want to meet us in the morning, right, was one group. When the people from Germany want to have a technical support issue, it would be a different group later in the day, possibly. Maybe they're in the afternoon. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's us who are doing the rotating.
Okay.
So that's what Rebecca, I think that's what you're saying, Rebecca. It's not it's not realistic to keep doing that, because people will be, it sounds fair. Well, okay. First of all, let's get some other opinions. So do we all think that it's not realistic? besides? So Sylvia, I think you were trying to say that, all right, now that you know it's us who's doing the rotating, you,
Yeah.
me, Rebecca, we're the ones doing the rotating. Do you think that it's a good system?
No, because yeah, it's true that you can work with the same productive level every time. So in the night, it's really difficult to work, even if
Okay.
they are rotating. And
So,
they may be yeah.
Could I add something more?
sure.
And in addition of that, you are not the same productive in every shift.
Huh?
And
I need to hear the Rebecca, I need to hear the F in shift. I
shift,
need to
yeah,
hear
yeah.
shift.
Yeah, okay, thank you, shift. Okay. Um, I would like to say, for example, if the shift is study, can I say study instead of rotated?
Steady, sure. Okay.
Study. Everyone would be adaptive, and that means, for example, if I have to work every morning, my body is going to be adaptive to work every morning, and the same for people who has to work during the night. So that avoid for people change every week. Imagine the shifts
Hmm.
change every week. To have more to be prepared better for the job. You know what I mean? Because I know some people who has to change every week, mornings, nights, evenings. So that is makes a really mess in the body as well, and the productive is very bad.
Okay. I think you make a pretty good point. What do you think, Quentin? Adam? Adi? Do you agree with her that maybe it's just going to be too physically difficult to rotate? Adam?
I
Adi?
think
Quentin?
I think it's not so physically stressed this shift because 1 week you have to work on the night and the other week you have to work in the evening or in the morning. So you have 1 week to sleep out.
Yeah,
I
and we're,
think
and
so.
we're here to change it if necessary. So,
Yeah.
would okay?
And if you work in the night, you will earn more money than the night, the morning day, for example. And I think this shift is not so bad. So I think it's a good idea.
Okay, all right. So we've got one for and one against. Adi, Quentin, what do you think?
Uh,
Yeah, for me, rotating, it's interesting. It's not. Yes, there is some stress working in a shift, but yes, the pay is better when you are working in a shift. Um,
That's something we can decide together. That hasn't been discussed, but since Adam brought it up, we could certainly have overtime. We can suggest that to the directors, to the administration, that we have overtime for people in the late shift. I don't know if they're going to go for it. Probably not, but we can suggest it. Sure.
mm,
So what if we can't get it? What if we can't get overtime?
we will stop working until it's accepted.
All right. So what we need to do is we need to work out a procedure in the next 5 minutes in case we can't get this overtime. That's what we've got to do as a group, and we've got 5 minutes to do it because our teleconference is going to end because someone else has booked the room who got 5 minutes. So I'd like to hear some suggestions from all of you, particularly you IT people out there, because you might have a clever suggestion that we conventional people might never have thought of. So is there an IT solution that might help fix the problem? We got people calling in all day and all night, and what can we do? We've got limited resources. What can we do? If we can't pay people more, they're not going to want to do the late shift. So what can we do about that?
Outsource?
We can outsource. Do you think that will be cheaper? Will that be cheaper than just rotating?
Yes, maybe.
Really? Okay, maybe. Maybe. I tend to think outsourcing is always more expensive. Personally, I tend to think it tends to be more expensive, but it's a really good excuse to use. Usually someone has a friend somewhere that has a company. Let's outsource. But I mean, just my opinion. I would prefer to use the people that we have if we could. So outsourcing is an option. Overtime is an option. What else can we do? Can we think of it just a better procedure, or is there another solution?
I think we can use emails like a software, or even we can use the two shifts. Shifts is we can use the people, but for the overtime we use the software.
Okay.
For workers like from 9 to 8 or 9 p.m. will be two shifts, and then after 9 p.m. until the next morning, it will be handled by the software or emails or kind of that.
Sylvia, ask Adi for clarification. Look at those key expressions for clarification.
So you are saying...
Exactly. See if you can summarize this idea.
What's for you? I was reading an email, sorry.
Don't read an email. We're having a meeting. You can't read an email. So summarize what you understood. Okay, and then he'll fill you in on the rest.
Okay, you can start to fill the rest.
Or ask him for clarification. I want you all to use these key expressions very actively. So Sylvia, ask him for clarification.
So you are saying that the time shift is not a good idea. I don't know what he was saying, sorry.
Ask him to look at that expression. Can you run? Look at that one.
Can you run through that again?
Yeah, give us the short version, Adi.
Sure. So I don't saying that we don't need shift worker or shift employee. So what I mean is we use shift, but only two shifts. For 24 hours, it might take 3 shifts, right? So I think in this case we can eliminate it one shift. So we just use two shifts for 9 to 3 p.m. and then the shift is 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then after 9 p.m. until the next morning, it will be handled by email. So we can keep our communication with customers by that.
Rebecca, look in the chat window. Rebecca.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, what's going on? I didn't see any. Okay, chat window, I am in the other part. Okay, I was in the blue square. Okay, technical problems. So.
What could you say to Adi if there's a technical problem? Look at the key
Technical
expression.
problems. Excuse me, but you sound very faint for me.
Not for me.
Okay.
You sound very faint, period.
Okay, stop. Full stop. Okay, you sound fake.
Can can I call you landline?
Lemonade, sorry, excuse me.
Landline, he said.
Ah, landline. Well, it's broken, you know. I need to the technical come to fix it, and I don't have today, so.
I will call you in 5 minutes on landline.
Okay, very
Okay.
good. He remembers. Talk slowly and loudly. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Quentin, do you think, Quentin, Quentin, can you, based on what Adi said, could you ask for clarification by summarizing his idea? Look at that key expression for summarizing at the top in the middle column.
Um,
The one that begins with, so you're saying, so do you think you could summarize his idea? So let's see if you understood it.
okay, so you're saying we just need 2 shifts per day, is that right? And we don't need 3 shifts. And for person, it's less stress, and they will be able to take care of every technical problems. Is that right? Is that clear?
Um, yes. I'm saying that we use 2 shifts because we have to reduce for our costs. So we need 3 shifts actually, but it doesn't may I think, but the company needs to uh how do I say it? Needs to press the cost. No,
Needs to
how do I
cut
say it,
down on
bro?
costs?
Okay, needs to cut down on cost, so we have to cut down the shifts too. But we have to keep in touch with the customers by emails, or we gonna develop a software.
So what you're saying is the third shift will be covered by a technical solution. Is
Yeah,
it?
I'm
Ah,
saying, yeah.
okay. Well, let's talk to our IT people. Adam, Adam, Adam or
Hi,
Adam.
it. I'm here. Okay.
So Adi's
Oh,
suggestion is a technical solution. Do you think you can come up with a technical solution that will cover the third shift? He
uh,
mentioned email. Do you think that's a good idea?
yeah, it could be working, but I think it's not the best solution because what if we have serious customers and they need immediate help?
Ah,
So I think we should make a UT group or something like this. So 2 shift is okay, but in the night we have something in duty
what do you mean
and
by duty? What exactly
duty.
do you mean by duty? Duty
So
is like a tax you pay at the airport. I pay
uh,
a duty-free shop.
no, for example, the people is at home and he's sleeping, but he has a company cell phone, and somebody call
Chat
him.
window. Look at the chat window.
He will
Look at the
answer,
chat.
and
Adam,
yeah.
look at the chat window. Look
Oh,
at the chat.
sorry, I don't see the chat because I'm using the.
Ah,
Okay, but I'm trying.
on call. On call.
On call.
Yeah, not duty. On call.
Ah, okay.
So we have team members that are on call, like a doctor in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
When the doctor's at home, the doctor is on call.
Yeah. So I think it would be better than email. Of course, if he is not so serious customer, the email is okay. But if some boss will call us, we have to answer immediately. I think so.
Okay, not I think so, but I think.
I think okay.
I think so is when you agree. I think so too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But okay. Um, so Rebecca, is that clear? His suggestion?
Well, okay, I think for my understanding, I think
From from my understanding, from
from
my
okay, From my understanding, I think he's trying to say to us the idea of two shifts and then specific stuff during the night. That is the point.
Yes, I think so. But
I think that would be a good idea,
but
but
there's one
maybe we need.
important thing. Wait. There's one important thing, Adam. Is it always the same staff at night?
Yeah.
Adam? Adam?
No.
No. Okay.
No, not always the
Okay,
same.
for me, that would be a good idea if the staff during the night is always the same, you know, study shift for people during the night, and during the day people can change the shift. So I think it would be fair as well if we offer a job for morning for night when people is applying for a job that they know the shift is during the night. It's not going to be a problem then, you know. The problem would be if we change with the same staff, but if we take a new staff for that to fill that position, I think it's not going to be a problem. And otherwise, no. In addition,
Our conference room is being taken over now. We've got to stop.
are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay.
Our conference room is being taken over by the next meeting. Look, the only thing we haven't done is agree on one procedure. So if you want to try a little homework in between eating your Christmas turkey and cranberry sauce, whatever you do out there, or pizzelles,
And champagne.
whatever you're going to do. We're going to have octopus here. I think that's what we do in Portugal. What you can do is write the procedure, send it to me for corrections, and that would be a good follow-up for the meeting that we had today. So you decide on your procedure. Imagine that you're emailing your boss to update your boss about the meeting you had and about the procedure that you decided on. Use the key language for procedures. You can find it in our notes too, because earlier in the unit we talked about procedures. We did a few examples. We used key phrases like sequencers. Well, the first thing you would do next after that. And we also had some key phrases like you must, you need to, it's a good idea to. Okay, you'll find those in the presentation too, and in the notes as well. Okay, so if you want to try that as a writing, send it to me. I'll correct it at some point. I don't know when, and I'll send it back to you. We're going to stop now. I have another class right now. I've got to go. Have a great Christmas, everyone. Send me your procedures, and I'll see you again on Friday for no, I'll see you tomorrow. I forgot. I'll see you tomorrow. If you're around, I'll be here in the morning.
Okay.
Bye for now, everyone.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.